Oman, or officially the Sultanate of Oman. It is the least known and recognized Middle Eastern country. Located at the southeast tip of the Arabian Peninsula, the country borders Saudi Arabia, Yemen, and the United Arab Emirates. It has a population of 5 million and is governed by an absolute monarchy, that is, the system in which all powers are in the hands of the monarch. Arabic is the country's official language. Its official religion is Islam. In this video, we will take a closer look at Oman, the land of Sinbad the Sailor and Arabian Nights. The region where the country is located is one of the oldest settlements in human history. As a result of archaeological excavations, they revealed that humanity settled here 106,000 years ago. Oman is also the oldest independent Arab state established in the Arabian Peninsula. They also showed the people of Oman as the most civilized Arab community in history. Oman is one of the world's maritime states, such as England, Portugal, the Netherlands, and Japan. They were the first nation to colonize the area of Bahrain and Qatar. Their exploratory features date back to times past. Ahmed bin Mas'ud, who lived in the 1400s, is a world-famous sailor of Oman origin. He made a map of the Indian Ocean about 10 years before Piri Reis's map. He also guided Vasco da Gama, who found the sea route from Europe to India. Thanks to Ahmed bin Mas'ud, the Omanis went to the Philippines, Indonesia, and eastern China to trade and even spread Islam. In addition, thanks to Ahmed bin Mas'ud, they descended to Zanzibar and directed all East African trade. The Portuguese invaded the area after the sea route they found to India. During the resistance of the Omanis, the Ottomans sent a contingent of soldiers. Thanks to this help, they expelled the Portuguese from their land. During the First World War, the region where the country was located passed into the hands of the British. The British maintained their presence here until 1968. The British still maintain close relations with Oman, even though the British withdrew in 1968. As they controlled the East African trade, they were heavily influenced by African culture. Their traditional dances are quite similar to African dances. The traditional dress that we are accustomed to from the Arabs, on the other hand, has taken on a hybrid structure with the traditional dress of the Africans in Oman. They call this outfit a dishdasha. Oman is the best country in the world for producing traditional Arabian boats. The rich Arab countries around them spend a lot of money to buy these boats. Their city named Sur is a shipyard center. This city is one of the important ship maintenance and repair centers worldwide. Like every Middle Eastern country, Oman is among the oil-producing countries, but it does not have as large reserves as the others. Oman holds 0.31% of the world's oil reserves. They are ranked 22nd in the world in this regard, but it is thought that it will deplete the reserves in the country in 20 to 30 years. Still, the bulk of Oman's income today comes from oil exports. Oman experienced its greatest development during the reign of Sultan Qaboos bin Said, who died in 2020. Sultan Qaboos deposed his father on July 23, 1970, in a coup supported by the British. He ruled the country until he died in 2020. With his 50-year reign, he was the longest reigning leader in the Arab world. He served not only as the head of state, but also as the Minister of Defense, Finance, and Foreign Affairs. The greatest goal of Sultan Qaboos bin Said was to rule his country in peace and harmony. For this goal, he stayed away from all wars, conflicts, and disturbances in the Middle East. He has always been in close relations with Western countries, especially America and the United Kingdom. He took every step to modernize the country. He shared a significant portion of the revenue from oil with the public. Under his rule, Oman advanced in fields such as education, economy, and trade. In 2010, Oman was selected as the fastest-growing country in the last 40 years. Sultan Qaboos was married only once in his lifetime. His wife, Sayyad, whom he married in 1976, left him after 3 years at the expense of being expelled from the country and exiled to the United Kingdom. The Sultan, who never married again, never had a child. Many sources claim that Sultan Qaboos is gay. They even say that they knew this among Middle Eastern leaders. They also allege that he has a British boyfriend. Homosexuality is illegal in Oman and is punishable by 3 years in prison. But this law is not strictly enforced and is ignored if the lives of same-sex couples do not become a public scandal. One of the important works of Sultan Qaboos bin Said was to establish a university in the country. Sultan Qaboos University, which bears his name, was founded in 1986. Until then, there was no university in Oman. Sultan Qaboos University is a highly prestigious school and strives to do world-class academic work. The university, which is spread over a wide area, provides wonderful opportunities for students and academicians. Sultan Qaboos had been dealing with colon cancer since 2014. Both illness and old age had exhausted him, and he had never appeared before his people for the last 4 years of his life. There was uncertainty about who would take his place after he died. He had no children, and he also had no siblings. A total of 85 members of his family were candidates to become the new sultan. According to the law that Sultan Qaboos made before he died, the family had 3 days to come to terms and determine the new sultan. If there was no consensus within these 3 days, the letter that Sultan Qaboos had written and sealed before he died would be opened. In this letter, it was written who would be the new sultan. Of course, the family could not agree on who the new ruler would be, and his letter was opened. Before his death, Sultan Qaboos never made a statement about his heir, not even the slightest hint. The name of his cousin, Haitham bin Tariq, appeared in the letter. The new sultan had previously served as the Minister of Culture and Heritage. He was also at the head of the Vision 2040 project, which is the development target of the country. Oman is one of the countries free from the terrorism world. According to the Global Terrorism Index, it is the safest and most reliable country in the Arab world. It is at the bottom of the list with a score of 0 in the Terrorism Index. If you look at the videos and photos of Oman, you will see that almost all the exteriors of the buildings are painted white. It is a rule in the country that the exteriors are white. If you want to paint it in another color, you have to apply to official institutions. If your reason is justified as a result of the application, you can get the right to use a color other than white. In addition, the huge buildings and skyscrapers that we are used to seeing in other Gulf countries are not encountered in Oman. Tall buildings are usually between 25 and 35 meters tall, with a few buildings exceeding that. The tallest building is the Sheraton Hotel in the capital, Muscat, at 53 meters. Oman, like the surrounding Arab countries, has given great importance to tourism in recent years. There were no hotels in the country until 1970. Today, the construction of luxury facilities and hotels in coastal areas continues at full speed. In the existing facilities, the service quality is at the highest level. Gradually, foreign tourists began to explore the country as well. Although it is governed by Sharia, Islamic rules are not passed on the beaches. Everyone can swim and sunbathe as they wish. However, it is not desirable to walk around the facilities in swimsuits, bikinis, and shorts. People who will leave the hotel and go into the city are warned about their clothes. Omanis are particularly assertive about diving tourism. The sale of alcohol in Oman is subject to certain restrictions. While it is consumed freely in the bars of the hotels, you need to have a permit to buy outside individually. The companies they work for foreign employees issue this permit. The most consumed beverage by the people of Oman is Mountain Dew, a soda pop. They consume this soda so much that it is nicknamed the alcohol of the Omanis. The interesting thing is that Coke sales are very low in the country. The first community to discover the dagger and use it as a weapon is the people of Oman. The dagger is the national symbol of the country today. It is considered a symbol of courage. The dagger symbol is found everywhere, from the flag to the royal coat of arms, from banknotes to textbooks. For expats, Oman is a paradise in terms of income. They do not tax expats on income. They deducted only a small amount for social health services. If you know anything interesting about Oman, please write it in the comments.